Yamaha YZF600 THUNDERCAT Best Motorcycle Review. Versatile sports touring motorcycle. If you're after a versatile sports touring motorcycle, with a reliable engine, decent suspension and braking, plus the ability to carry 2 people plus kit for a 2-week holiday, the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT is damn near perfect. The THUNDERCAT also made a real alternative to the Honda VFR 750-800 series and was a very underrated machine for its time. Ride quality and brakes push on in the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT goes all bagpuss on you. The motorcycle weighs a beefy 187 kgs dry and its suspension, especially at the front end, is too soft to cope should you decide to play tag with someone who knows how to ride a pure sport bike. That said, the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT is a superb touring motorcycle. Engine basically a detuned R6 motor, the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT has a claimed 100 bhp in its cylinders. It provides all the power you need, so long as you have to reverend it above 6,000 revolutions per minute. The THUNDERCAT's gearbox makes playing racers occasionally a whole lot of fun, although the clutch is the weak link in the transmission. Reliability and build quality. Apart from the cheaply painted exhaust system, which tends to rot quickly in winter, the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT is a well-built motorcycle and the engine will easily rack up 60,000 miles without major problems. The beautiful brake calipers need careful attention in winter to keep them from seizing up too, a common Yamaha problem. Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT used buyer's guide. If you are prepared to look past the age-related chips and scratches, then the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT is a financially viable all-round package capable of long-distance, weekend thrills and commuting. Why wouldn't you? Ask the mechanic. Matt Woodland, Yamaha, KTM and Ducati technician at SMC Bikes, Sheffield, says, "We don't have many of these bikes anymore. Many years ago, they were quite popular because they were a very cheap 600 to run and buy at the time. Now, a lot of them are being phased out and replaced with more modern and fuel-efficient bikes and we only see them occasionally for mo. They are now mostly used as a day-to-day commuter bike and they are run until they go wrong and then we see them for the repair. They are not the best looked after, but as long as they are running, people keep running them. Previously, they came in for their main services, tires and general wear, tear and repair. As far as I can remember there were no recalls, however they were in production before I was a technician. They came in for the normal stuff like chain and sprockets, tires and brake pads general servicing. I believe back then, the intervals were 600 miles for the first service, then 4,000, 8,000, 12,000 and 24,000 miles. The 12,000 miler is the major service and then after that it has a bit of a long stint before the next major one. Back in the day, it was a good 600 and was one of the first bikes that Yamaha could call a modern-day sports bike. Any new rider that passed their test at the time could have one and they were a good beginner's bike, if you could afford the insurance. It's now popular with riders in their mid-30s onwards, using it as a cheap semi-sports tourer and they are used all year round. Of the ones I've seen in recent years, a lot of them have quite high mileages, ranging from 24,000 to 50,000. You might find the odd one or two with around 12,000 on the clock, however that's easier said than done. A lot of owners do put a bigger, darker screen and a different exhaust on it. This helps it to breathe a little more and unlock a little more performance. People also changed the standard pipe because the headers were made of mild steel, which were prone to rot over time. People put a full titanium or steel replacement on there to help combat the problem. Value versus rivals. Motorcycles like the Yamaha YZF600R THUNDERCAT go cheap secondhand, mainly because they've never really been in fashion. But the Yamaha THUNDERCAT offers sharper handling, better braking and slightly more durability than also ran 90s motorcycles like the Suzuki GSX-600 750F, BMW R850R or Triumph Trident 750. Worth a look. Equipment. The YZF600R THUNDERCAT has decent brakes but the suspension is a bit soggy and the dashboard doesn't offer much touring-related info. The THUNDERCAT's fairing is a bit wider than the average 600cc motorcycle, so it offers good wind protection, with a slightly higher screen than usual too.